This is L of The Head, and you're listening to 69 FM The Head. Grr.
And we're back.
And we're back.
I've been saying that all week, mind you.
Yeah. Before I spin the wheel, I've been towering the whole fucking week.
Yeah. It even bled into my streams. Like every now and then, me and Abby would be like, "And we're back."
Nobody's gonna get any of the
I missed your
references.
streams. I'm sorry.
It's. I mean, to be fair, on last time I streamed though, me and Edward were trying to do Team Swordblade with Schedule 1, but for some reason the developer forgot to update the Linux version of the game, so he because of that, Edward was not able to play Schedule 1 on the Steam Deck. So emergency plan B, I had to, instead of doing Schedule 1 though, I had to play Baldur's Gate 3. Which I still did something. Tosi was there, and she used some coins to punish me because I quote unquote save scummed. And at the end of it, though, I killed it. Basically, I killed a hag and resurrected a grieving wife's dead husband.
Ah.
I killed a hag. Nothing really happened because there was no point.
Before I spin the wheel, is there anything I should add to the wheel? Besides what's already in our topic on our list?
I don't know. I mean, I looked at the topic
question.
list. I saw Ben 10, and I was just like, I could do an entire podcast on my own about goddamn Ben 10. I had a dream the other day where the dream was like, oh yeah, no, Ben and his cousin, yeah, incest. It's. We all know that that's what's happening. We all know it. It's just like, why did I dream about this?
To be fair, I keep putting this up. The original intention was that Gwen or the original creature that became Gwen was never supposed to be Ben's cousin. It was supposed to be his childhood best friend who happened to be their neighbor. And she was
really funny. You know what's really funny though? That screenshot of the prototype version of Ben 10 series with her in the mushroom shirt. For years, people said that screenshot was fake.
No, that was the pilot.
It turns out it was real. Nobody had ever seen it before. They never showed it on anything.
And the pilot version of Gwen was supposed to be grow into Ben's love interest. And that's the reason why they forgot to change that aspect in season 1 of Ben 10, which made confused everyone else when Gwen was showing like some sort of love angle done towards Ben, so even though they're cousins.
No, I mean, he was the only other boy around her age. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and to be fair, like, the love interest on the side though, they were each other's best friend, and in their childhood and overall.
Yeah, I don't have anything more from my topics list. So
again, we podcast to spin the turn. Tell us the podcast that we should talk about.
Taco Box.
Okay, wow, it went to Ben 10 and we went to favorite tool.
Okay.
You guys are tools, and you're my favorite tool.
I mean, I think this is more on your end, Jared, because I do like working with my hands. It's just though I never have had the opportunity, either professional or hobby-wise, to use tools in general.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's because I got into automotive, and that's partly because of my job. What I found is that I like tools a lot. When I worked for the assembly line job, my favorite tool was this ping hammer. Not a ball ping hammer, it's just a ping hammer because it hammers in like these tiny pins. it later became my knife, my like personal like pocket knife, because I use that for everything. It's my utility tool, right? It's made by Humvee, out of all like companies. It's like the serrated survival knife with the spike on the end. I think you guys seen it a couple times. Out of all the tools and knives that I bought that look cool and whatnot, that's the one I bought multiples of because I liked it so much. Legitimately, I have a spare, which I hate because I use it so often. I sometimes forget it at places, including my work. So every once in a while, I will get to work, sign in, and at the office desk, there's just this knife and a note says, "Hey, I found your knife." I'm like, "Oh, thanks."
Come fight me, nerd.
Yeah.
Knife in doors.
Because they call me as the knife guy, right?
Nice to meet you.
Yes. Let me cut away to the next knife then.
12 hands over, 12 knives in your chest, like, ow.
I wish I was like a what do you call it? One of those push pins, but with knives, so that way you just take them out of me and say, "Here, have a knife." Anyways, so I found that I have favorite tools depending on what I do, right? So, when it comes to wiring, my favorite tool is my heat gun. I also have a brand new what do you call it? Stripper tool and a crimper tool.
Stripper tool is just called a sex toy normally, but okay.
No, it's a toy that sexes you up, right? Right?
Yeah, and her name happens to be Candy with an eye.
Anyways, it's a tool that strips the wire for you, right? Because you could do it by hand, or what I used to do is I used to roll it with my knife, right? Again, tool for every occasion. The only problem about that, if the wire's thin enough, you end up cutting your thumb with it.
About right.
Yeah, so I got a stripper tool and it helped a lot. The tool itself sucks, but I like the concept of using a tool for that, so that way I'm not like constantly cutting myself. Also I found a particular crimper tool, and it's the one I use to cut wires with. And it had this crimper thing on it that helped so much better than any wire stripper that you buy. Never buy the fucking wire strippers. Like if you buy like a wiring kit that comes with wire strippers, that cheap thin wire stripper, fucking throw that thing away. You're never gonna need it. Get yourself, they call them die cutters. So get yourself a die cutter. Get one with the crimper thing on the back end of it. It looks like a little nub in the half moon. That thing is gonna help you so much more than any fucking wire stripper there is. Oh god, I can't tell you how many times I suffered with that fucking wire tool. When it comes to like actual automotive, when I'm like working on something, my favorite tool is my power tool. It's like, legitimately, I use it just about for everything. And if you ever just had a socket set, it helps 1,000 times. The only thing I do tell people with power tools, it is a power tool. Some of them have power adjustments, so you don't immediately strip bolts. With that said, if you're using it on any kind of plastic or hell even like lug nuts, keep in mind your power settings because you can strip the bolts. In my house, I used to have like a tiny toolkit, and most of the time it would have been a hammer. Nowadays, it is my knife. Like legitimately, my favorite tool is just my pocket knife because, again, I use it for everything. Cleaning walls, hammering shit, apparently. Because when you're frustrated enough, everything is a hammer.
That's a good idea, Table. I'm gonna use my pocket knife. As you can see, my pockets are deep, yo.
Oh my fucking
Pocket machete. Cha-cha-cha.
Okay.
I had a big ass pocket knife that I called my pocket machete.
I never had a pocket machete.
Yeah.
Pocket machete. Sure.
I mean, yeah, kind of. The blade folds in, but the problem is the handle's smaller than the blade, so it's just this big blade sticking out for no reason. It's like, this is completely... How does this fit in my pocket? It doesn't, it's just collapsible. Then why'd you call it a pocket machete? Because I put it in my pocket sometimes. And then she'd like walk and like walks at an odd angle because her pocket isn't that deep. But yeah, no, totally concealable.
I'm actually kind of sad though. I lost my multi-tool. Because that's my go-to for anything. Especially the fact that it has like pliers I can easily dig, because when it comes to pliers, and you can never actually find a good set in your house. Like, you buy one to help you with a certain niche and scenario, but then like you can never find it again like then a year or two later. And when it comes to knives, hold on, I'm gonna walk forward a little bit to my thing, and like I was given a knife a good like a couple years back by a friend of mine.
Uncanny.
Well, no, because we used to call him. Well, his nickname was basically just Murphy, on because the fact that he was like the embodiment of Murphy's Law. Before Milo Murphy's Law became a thing, and he gave me. He bought a new knife as Army Circle store. He gave me his old one. I still have it right here. Hardly ever had a chance to use it. It's still good though. Since I hardly ever used it though, haven't had a chance to actually maybe try and sharpen it, which I think I should. It's been like years. But yeah, it's one of those things where like the blade folds into itself, and you can just easily just easily go and flip it up to use it, and unlock. And it kind of locks in, so you have to like pull this thing back to actually fold it back in.
Oh, sweet. If you sharpen it, before you restore it, spray it with like WD-40. The thin layer of like oil will help preserve it. So that way you can store it longer. It keeps rust away, essentially. So yeah, essentially that's what I want to talk about. Tools like either that you really like, or like tools that help you in your everyday life.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, a hammer is the go-to for any scenario. Like my hand Christmas lights, don't get a hammer. Before
want to smash the Christmas lights because they're pissing you off? Get a hammer.
Yeah, like do you want to before the invention of the command strips, you want to hang on a heavy ass photo frame? Yeah, on a fun stud, get a hammer. Oh, there's currently an intruder in your house? Get a hammer.
Hey, you said anything can be a hammer. Going back to the multi-tool. Funny enough, one of my favorite multi-tools was this one that wasn't screwed together. It was what's it called? Riveted together. The Dollar Tree sells like a cheap version of it. If you ever see it, it's like $5, but worth it because it is, again, riveted together. That thing will last you like nearly forever.
We'll see
again,
about that.
Yeah, no. When I worked for that assembly line gig, right, I had one similar to it, and the reason why I like the multi-tool is because sometimes the boxes came out like funky, so you had to hammer in the pin sideways, and the pliers, because it's so close to the box, you don't want to mar it. The pliers help you hold the pin and adjust the angle as you hammer it in. That thing helped me so much. I've used other pliers that were like screwed together. After a couple uses, you'll notice that they're falling apart. To be fair, I am hammering at them, so it makes sense. However, the one that was like from like I went to a swap meet, bought it for like $1. It was from China. Again, the only difference between that one and like every other one I used was because that one was riveted together rather than screwed together. So if you ever see a multi-tool plier that has screws in it, whether it's like a Torx bit or like or whatever, don't buy it. It's gonna fall apart on you eventually. Get the one that's from China that's like riveted together. It will never come apart. If you do manage to break it, however, there is no fixing it. I guarantee you that.
Just get another rivet. Just get a rivet thing to do.
No, that's the reason why I got another one. I eventually did break my Chinese multi-tool that was riveted together. It took, I think, 10 years for it to fucking fall apart, but I got a new one, and I'm like, okay, this one will work, because I know the riveted ones, like, fucking are impact proof. Well, not proof, but impact resistant. Because again, for years I've been hammering at my multi-tool, and I used it for fishing. I think that's probably why, or what helped it fall apart, because I did went to the beach a lot, so salt water could have got into it, which helps things expand and corrode in ways you never thought possible.
Not physically possible.
Oh yeah, like I mean, when it comes to corrosion, though, like oxygen and like salt water is like the biggest perpetrators when it comes to that, though. Like especially salt water. And the only thing that still lasted, though, even with the presence of salt water, is like freaking Roman. I think Roman causeways or Roman structures is because we're actually the ingenious thing, which the ingenious thing that they discovered, which I don't know if why you're still not using it to this day. But again, the Romans and they all because of the fact that they had the presence of the constant salt water. Because what they did is that they mixed in their old at the time cement mixture. They mixed it with volcanic ash and also I think volcanic ash, a little bit of limestone, and I think salt. Like it's usually sea salt. And so whenever on because you know how as on the roads or buildings tend to corrode, they always show like cracks here or there. Apparently that certain mixture they used back then is, especially on roads, is that whenever there's a crack, in the presence of like salt water or water in general, it'll start a chemical reaction with limestone itself, and it will cause crystals to develop in the road, causing the stonework to actually repair itself.
That's awesome. I don't think.
Well, the reason that they weren't using it to this day is because they didn't know how it worked. That's only recently that we figured out that that's how they did.
And plus, I don't think we know the exact ratio of what they use, because all we know is that they use like ancient cement mixture along with limestone and volcanic ash. We usually don't know the exact ratio, because the fact that even though alchemy or chemistry was made in the kitchen, it is an exact science, and the little margin, a certain chemical reaction that there's little margin of error you could work with.
Well, mainly because they don't have a new one, right? So even if they say they cut a piece of stone from right now, because it's self-healing, it is the stone itself repairing itself. So it's using its own material to essentially repair itself. So you won't know the exact mixture because you don't know exactly how much it used in order for it to repair itself. So you don't know how much was put into it in the beginning.
It's like with whatchamacallit, it's like called Damascus steel. We don't know exactly how they made it. So all the Damascus steel that we have is just reforged from like older Damascus steel.
And And
there's a lot of theories as to how it was made, but nobody really knows the proper way to do it. Because it's made with something called roots metal, which is a specific blend of... It's an alloy.
Mhm.
But there's something else in it, and some people are like, oh, it might be that they use, like, some type of fiber or something in it, or something like that. And there's
So
all that
it's-
stuff that surrounds it, like, oh yeah, it never rusts, or this or that, and it's just like, okay, but... Like,
yeah, the only thing
I haven't
we
figured out how to forge it yet. We don't know. That's why. It's like...
the only thing that we as humans figured out though that well, to be fair, and to quote unquote never rust is not never rust is not accurate though. The only thing that we made ourselves and that still made to this day that is rust resistant is stainless steel.
Yeah,
But,
on top of that, it's resistant. It's not rust proof. Nothing is
Yeah.
rust proof.
Well,
Well,
yeah, that's the funny thing. We constantly go around doing stuff like that. Like bulletproof vests. They're not bulletproof. They're bullet resistant. And most of them are only bullet resistant until the plates that are in them shatter.
Yeah,
And then you're fucked.
and the fact that I've heard is that once policemen actually do get shot, even with one pistol bullet, they have to turn it in for a new one.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's immediately useless after that. Like at best, it's gonna help soften the impact, but it's not. It doesn't have that same form fit that was making it more resistant to being punctured.
No, it's because a lot of it's fiber, right? So it's woven together, and then once it's punctured, right, it helps soften the impact, like you said. However, if you keep firing, eventually it will tear through. So that's why they turned it in, because they either had to cut away the piece and put in a new fiber segment, or just like replace it with a brand new one. And it was what I do like. I think it's synthetic fibers, so they can just melt the old one and make new one, which I like. Reusable materials. I love reusable.
And then they just use Damascus steel fibers.
Yeah. Mix it with fibers.
Going back to that though, like apparently I've been looking up on about a bunch of that though when it comes to domestic steel, and there are some prevailing theories. Like I mean, obviously there's a whole like it's the roots metal is an alien material, like aliens gave it to us though. So like I mean. In overall sense, I can believe that. Not really, really aliens gave it to us, or we got from aliens after we killed them, or something like that. It's more the fact that in most what was it? In most sci-fi stories, or like a good example is both in Marvel, where both vibranium and adamantium came from meteorites and from space. And also I don't know attention to in real life though. That's how we as Earth gotten the elements of iron. Is literally there are iron chunks in space that before the age of man, it came to Earth because of meteorites. So
Well, it's the same thing with platinum. Platinum doesn't naturally occur on the planet in space.
yeah. So what is that the prevailing theory though? Again on the whole like tinfoil hat theory is that the roots metal did come from possibly a meteorite, and that they used that in the domestic steel, and the reason why we can't make it anymore because we actually the ancient Greek or Romans mined out the little chunk we got from space. So that the prevailing theory is that but the other theory is that the roots metal is just an alloy of scraps they just put into the kiln and see what works. So like they had scraps of like, again we don't know the ratio of it though, but scraps like copper, bronze, iron, and like that, and say like let's see if this works. Oh shit, it doesn't rust. Like that type of thing.
They pretty much were using pig metal when they came up with it, essentially, because it was literally messed up stuff that they couldn't get to work, and then they got it to work. It's just pig iron, essentially.
Is that where they got the Damascus technique, right? Where they fold in steel over and over on itself?
Isn't that sounds like the Japanese technique, since Japan's iron is so weak.
Yeah, no.
the thing
Like,
is
so
that
if you watch
it's
Forge
an
and
Asian
Fire,
technique, and technically, Damascus falls within like the Middle Eastern, like Indo whatever region. So it could have been that if they do use a similar technique, it's possible that it just migrated from one area to the other.
There's also another theory about the domestic steel is that when a forge master was making let's say a sword, during the process though the apprentice accidentally spilled something into the mixture, which caused, of course, the master to be angry with them. But when they looked at it though, that spill made it stronger and rust proof. Because like the whole domestic steel thing, and but the only thing I have problem with that theory is that no, couldn't you just dump in the mixture and then the apprentice accidentally put it in, and to this day, and I guess we don't know what that mixture is. So it could be like, I don't know, like, for all we know, it could be like limestone or volcanic ash, because then again the Greeks back then had a shit ton of volcanic ash.
Well, like I was saying, the fucking the thing that I read thinks that there might be some type of like plant fiber or something that they interlace into the metal that strengthens it to a degree, but it's, from what I've read, it seems more like it's a theory than anything else, so in quotations theory, because I don't know if there was any science behind them finding the material in it or not. But what are you doing, dog?
I have to be some sort of plant fiber that can survive the heat of a kiln, because more than likely, from my mind, is like it'll just burn up to ashes before you even reach the metal.
Well, I mean, you even said it yourself. The volcanic ash stuff is.
Well, no, I was gonna say it's not far fetched to think that like a plant material, because humans or any kind of like biological will make some type of what do you call it, mineral, right? So because again, our bodies contain iron, salts, and all sorts of other metals and whatnot. It's not far-fetched to think that mixture of the minerals that it produces into the metal probably cause whatever mixture to make that type of steel.
Well, like making charcoal with trees and stuff, the way the Japanese do it.
Exactly. Right.
They use that stuff in, like, I think they use that stuff in medicine, because I don't know if it's the same thing, but I think it's activated charcoal. Pills essentially are used to purify the body of like toxins. So if you take them, it's supposed to like draw out.
Well, the activated charcoal is just a porous charcoal essentially, and it helps like capture all like the toxins and whatnot. Would that say your body will expunge the charcoal eventually?
Is it the Binchutan charcoal, or is it a certain name for it?
Binchutan is a particular charcoal, and again, that's from the new season of
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill, yes.
It actually does exist. Is it one of the best thing about the Binchutan charcoal is that the Binchutan charcoal, apparently it burns clean with no smoke, so it is a quote unquote clean burning charcoal. There's some clean burning charcoal, I tell you what.
I like that, right? Because it actually referenced the original series. And essentially Bobby grew up around grilling, so if anyone knew how to like grill meat, it would be him.
I mean, like Bobby did say that he experimented his recipes using propane. It's just though, like he wanted to remain authentic with the Japanese grilling, and even Hank admitted at the very end is the ancient Japanese they probably didn't have propane back then, so they had to use various woods and charcoals, and Binchutan is the closest to propane back then, because the fact that out of all the charcoals and woods, it's the one that leaves the least amount of smoke, if no smoke at all.
I was gonna say I don't think it's no smoke. I think it's just certainly low smoke.
It's low smoke, but also high burning output.
Yeah. They use what I like about Bichiton, right? Is if you go to Japan, like in the street vendors and whatnot, they just have them on tables, like legitimate. It's like having an outdoor like fire pit, but like on your kitchen table. You just cook on top of it.
Yeah, because I saw a little short video of it, how Bichiton charcoal is actually made. It's like it's overall different from regular charcoal. It's like regular charcoal, you're supposed to like make a hut, burn it, and then like once most of the moisture is out, though, you immediately cover it. So, but no, the Bichiton charcoal is like a 10+ day process to where like you have to burn it, and then like slowly but surely, start slowly to decrease the hole of oxygen that will go in, and once then the blue smoke starts appearing after like I think the 9th or 10th day, that's when you start closing it off completely. And the regular charcoal is like you close it off at I think the third or fourth day, but for Bichiton charcoal though, it's like a multi-step process. And apparently the end result though is that it's like clean burning, nearly no smoke at all. And apparently the Bichiton charcoal logs are just as hard as steel.
Yeah, I think it's because of the fibers, kind of like cherry wood. They're extraordinarily tight and close together.
Mm-hmm.
Which would explain why it takes forever for them to burn it, right? Because like cherry wood, it burns longer. However, it takes longer for it to catch. But that's just because it's more material to burn through. We probably should jump off of this subject because I think the original subject was tools.
Overall, it's still all these things we talk about domestic steel and charcoal. It's still the use of various tools that you're going to get there. I mean, tools are literally just the innovation of man.
Yeah. Like I tell people all the time, you can tell a lot about a person depending on their favorite tool or the tool that they use the most, especially in automotive, right? Because you can tell if you're a body guy depending on whatever tool you grab first. So if you grab a screwdriver, apparently it tells the other guys that essentially you're a body guy. Apparently they use a screwdriver to go poke holes and stuff. Yeah, if you're a mechanic, apparently your first tool is to grab a wrench. Usually, depending on if it's a metric or a standard wrench, will tell you whether or not you work mostly with import or domestic vehicles. There was another one for I think hammers, but it's not what you think. Apparently, if you have a hammer or like a pry tool, apparently you're a suspension guy. Yeah, the weirdest thing. To be fair, I've used hammers when I worked on my suspension before, so it makes sense. So before we jump off of this subject, do you guys have any like notable tools you want to mention, or tools you don't like?
I mean, there's actually I mean, truth be told, though, actually, I am trying to get into a new line of work, though. Like, I think I do want to try to be an electrician, but then and all school options, though, I've been like have like mixed reviews and stuff, and people are saying like I should just go get an apprenticeship, but I'll actually leave it at that, but
Crow's he's in biomed, and he had to take a little bit of electrician work before he could go into that field. So you might want to ask him if he knows any places.
I mean, I do have a friend though who's in the field himself though, like, and I could ask him for any like advice on what he went through, because he currently has a license to be an industrial electrician.
Real saboteur.
But anyway, so going back to it, like, when it comes to tools in general, the one that I currently use, whether in the workplace or as a hobby, I mean, you can't beat a good box cutter.
Oh yeah.
Like, for my work though, I had to like the box cutter they gave me though is just a holder itself, obviously, and back then the handle of it though broke, so I had to get a new one. But I did got some blades on Amazon that to replace them, because it's like I think like $5 for like a good like and a 50 pack of the low blades. But a good box cutter is like an when it comes to the stocking items for the truck, there was like I even got to a point where like I started using like this technique, like, if the box says do not use the box cutter to open it, then how can I open it then? But if you do that, all because of the thing inside is either not protected or it's soft, that if you're not careful, that you could cut them like pillows.
No, it's it's the hot coffee label thing. People don't realize when you cut into a box, you might cut into an object essentially. So do not cut deep. The idea of using a box cutter to open a box is like you just want to tear the tape. If I don't have a box cutter, what I usually do is get a key or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what I do. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Like when it says not to use a box cutter on it, I just go, well, technically keys aren't a box cutter, so I can't. You can feel that.
So I started
the tape. Just tear the tape.
I started about this. I talked about this into like when I see that, like I gotta do what I always do. Is like it became a habit now. So what I do is like I would just during the creases of the box though, I just cut the crease. Then once those are good, I make them a pyramid shape with the opening in the box to make sure that what I'm cutting is away from the item itself, and then I cut normally on that. And then once it opened though, I just tear open what's left.
When at work, because again we get everything in boxes. I've learned to use a regular box cutter to flatten boxes, because the coolant boxes, what I do is usually cut an X in it and then step on them so they'll flatten. The problem about the coolant boxes is they're extraordinarily thick, so it dulls my blade real quick. So the box cutter, even if it gets dull, I can just replace it real quick. What I've learned to do, because of the way they package the boxes, because a lot of them are just glued together, is tear open them with my bare hands, and it scares the shit out of my fellow workers, because they've never seen that before. They always like try to cut open. To be fair, a lot of them are like either teenagers or scrawny people. And I hear the ogre fucking eat B5 though thumb, stick my fingers into the boxes, just tear it open, right? And then some of the boxes, again, because they're tiny and glued together, I don't even use a knife to flatten them. What I do is just like I grab it with one hand and then hit it with the my other one, and they just tear apart. And they're like, I've never seen anyone do that before. I'm like, yeah, no, well, to be fair, years of experience. Second of all, like, I learned how these things are put together, so I know how to take them apart real quick. To avoid dulling my blade, essentially, I learned how to tear the boxes in a way so that I don't have to cut into them. The only real ones I cut into are the coolant boxes, just because they're glued together with a support in the center, which, to be fair to the manufacturer, it's a genius idea, because again, they're distributing a product that's extraordinarily heavy, but they want to use the cheapest material to ship said product. So instead of making a wooden box, they made a cardboard box that's just extraordinarily supported. The problem is that, like, I would go through knives legitimately, and I like my knives. My knives are they're somewhat expensive. So instead of buying a $10 or $20 knife brand new, I would just use this box cutter that I can get like multiple blades for.
think that to refer to the manufacturers, I was like, again, I've been privy to this though, especially in my department and where I work at, is that I can see the glue thing where like in case there's rain and there's moisture on the box. The box itself is like, again, just use a wooden box if it's that heavy itself. But that way the tape won't fray and it won't be useless. But if using a glue to industrial glue to seals, then like it's causing us to like it causes us to actually just really tear open the box to open it. It's like, why? But it got to a point where at times where I started not caring to be like oh, it's glued. It's glued. All right, then lift, punch.
Yes, that's exactly what I do. Stick my fingers in there and I hammer it and like fucking. You should see me. I'm out there looking like an animal. Rah!
Yeah, no, you just tell everybody at work that your friend invented a new martial art that revolves around the 6 paths of Samsara, and you went.
I thought you were gonna say Yeti Fu.
Well, you could do that too. But...
I thought you were going to reference the freaking ancient Tibetan monks.
Yes, the ancient Tibetan monks invented.
and then the box cutting technique. Like all you do is use your key and be like an anti-box technique, and then the back where you see Superman and Razor, because of the fact that at that point though Batman has powers because of the ancient Tibetan monk techniques.
Yeah. 10-point compassed box cutting technique, and then you just drag all of your thumb tips across the box and it shreds it like you were a cat.
I like how my head works. So in my head, I'm staring there at the pallet of boxes, and the teenager comes up to me. He's like, "Are you gonna break the box?" The box says, don't cut me." The box tells you not to cut me. You look at the box. You tell him I cut you.
No, wait. Why did it in my head have like a Fu Manchu?
Yes, me too.
You did that thing where they draw their hand on the mustache and beard, and then they do the thing where they flip it over their shoulder.
In my head, I was like dressed in my regular uniform. The moment he said anything, I turned into. I had the Fu Manchu. I had a full fucking gi, and I was doing the fucking crane dance.
You do the fucking thing from the Matrix, where the guy was turning into the agent and it like blurred he like blob blurred and transformed into him, like morphed into him. It's just that you're like, yeah.
You freaking the transform and you are like you were slightly punched in the whole pallet. Then you actually do the 1-inch punch, and the entire pallet goes onto a table, neatly stacked items with the boxes neatly and already flattened as if you cut them.
It's me doing like a bunch of karate moves at the pallet, and like as you see like boxes neatly like being stacked, right? The product is actually flying onto the shelves where they're supposed to be. I'm like, this is weird Kung Fu Master.
Old Jared, Kung Fu Master, just flash fist barrage and him going.
Yeah.
I don't know why when you said that Jared was a Fu Manchu, I just imagine that me and Jared just do the fusion dance. So he had the atypical Hispanic mustache. I had the full on old man master Fu Manchu. So my mustache just fused. So
there's a tiny like little divot where my mustache actually is, and then the rest of it's the Fu Manchu.
No, the Fu Manchu actually is going from your Hispanic mustache.
It gets out to a specific point, and then it just drops in 2 long strands on either side.
Oh man! All right.
He's got a sun hat, but it's woven to be like a fucking sombrero. So it's got little bobs at the end of it.
Yes, it's little bobs with the sun.
Like, wait, who are you? Like, we are a fusion of Jared and Kenshin. We are Genshin.
Genshin Impact.
Oh! That's our attack. Genshin Impact.
Yes.
Oh. Let me guess. I racked this. No, you racked siesta. fool, and then just walk off and take a nap.
We're just
Where's my
all our like food techniques are just about fucking retail and shit.
Where's my girape? I need it now. It's a sacred vestment. And where are my sandals with the really long pointy toe? I need that too.
So like our hat is just the center of a sombrero, but it goes down into an Asian sun hat.
Yes.
Draw that now.
Hey, you gonna draw Genshin?
Yes.
No, I gotta draw the fit.
Yeah.
You know how in Dragon Ball Z, and again we're going off this tangent. You know how Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Z, where they had both the fusion dance and the Potara fusion, and like depending on which one though, they have a different name. Like for example, like it's Gogeta for the fusion dance, but Vegito for the Potara fusion. So like, and would Genshin be the fusion dance or the Potara fusion? And
Given the fact that the clothing that you guys were wearing are fused, it's probably Potara, because when you do the fusion dance, you get the fucking... whatever the race was that invented it's like clothing. So you get like the vest and the weird white pants and the boots, whereas the Potara just fuses the person and their clothing, which is why was it Vegito?
Vegito and Kefla.
Yeah, which is why their clothes are a fusion of their clothing rather than with the little Gotenks fucking vest and the whole thing. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Go watch Dragon Ball Z. It's not as good as Dragon Ball, but still.
Yeah, and it was like the Majin race, because Majin Buu has the same fit.
He does, but I don't think they're the ones that invented. I think it was the Yardrats that invented it, didn't they?
No,
Goku was the one that talked about it, but I know that he also went to Yard. So
they're just the one that found the instant transmission.
yes, but they also have the ability to defuse things. It's called spirit fission. You literally use it to break down a fused person back into their original components. Shit's wild. I don't know why they taught it to Vegeta.
So if the Potara fusion is Genshin, then the fusion dance is Karid or Kenrid.
I demand to see your manager. Who are you? Some type of Karen? No, Karen.
So no, it's either Karid or Kenrid.
Kenred. I think. Well, Carrot sounds funnier though, because essentially we could be orange. So wait, depending on the race, we either get the that one white outfit, or is it gonna be like
the race? It's the technique that you use to do it.
Yeah.
With the earrings just fuse everything, whereas the fusion dance, the thing that they go fusion that's the one where you get the fit, the fusion fit.
Okay, so that's like a stock fit, right? So
Yeah,
the
white jean pants and like the cropped up vest.
Well, no, I was gonna say if it was this universe, wouldn't it would be either like a full like Marachi setup, or like a Chinese dress shirt and pants or something?
No, well, the reason why I said that the Potara fusion, because with our hats, the Asian sun hat and sombrero fused, and we also have a girape.
Girape. Draw that. I want to see that. I really do.
It's Genshin wearing the girape and our fusion sombrero sun hat thing.
I want that. That's got to be a character. Make that canon.
Girape?
No, the Genshin. Then Genshin Impact is our attack.
God damn it.
Yeah, I love that. All right, we're gonna jump off of this subject and then.
Thanks for listening to the Head Podcast. If you like our content,
Say it.
Say the line, Ed.
click the notification bell to keep up with our channel.
Yay!
Here's some more videos you might like.